Hi guys, I hope everybody's having a fabulous day today. I'm standing up, I'm in my kitchen, I got dressed today. I even drove myself somewhere. And I can put my arms above my head, although these look more like thighs. Like if my head wasn't here, you just think I was walking on the ceiling. Nope, those are my arms. Lucky me. This is huge for me. I was not even brushing my hair or taking a shower without sitting down in the shower and having Jesse have to rinse my hair out for me. I mean, these are big, huge things. I don't know how many times I prayed to God and said, please give me another chance and I promise I'm going to do it right this time. Whatever it is, just give me my mobility back and I will do everything and anything you want me to do. So I truly feel that all of those signs of exactly what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it is coming to me, and I'm getting that opportunity, and I'm not going to let myself down. So I'm currently standing here waiting for my lettuce to soak because I bought a salad spinner, and I'm very new to this process because I didn't eat salads. I mean, I ate them when I went out, but I didn't make them. I didn't make fruits or vegetables really much at all. I did for my children, but I didn't eat them. And something that I am finding out, that with this biotoxic illness, that I am someone who builds up so many toxins in my body due to the foods I'm eating, but mostly also my environment and not being aware. It's shocking and unfortunate that it takes your bucket, I guess, to spill over. It's like everybody can only take so much in their bucket, whether it's, stress and anxieties, health issues, your relationship issues, whatever it is, and your bucket of life fills up until one day it just spills over. And as we've talked before, my bucket spilled over, I got divorced, right? Your bucket can spill over at any time. You don't know when it's coming. And the hardest part about it is sometimes you don't even know what was all in there to fill it up, or you assume what was in your bucket that made it spill over. I'm tired, I'm stressed, my relationship isn't good, or my work relationship isn't good. All of those things, we just assume that's what's going on. That's what I assumed what was going on. I always gave myself a reason and excuse why I had a headache or why I didn't feel good. And all of this time, I had no idea that I was someone who my body does not naturally detox on its own. I had no idea. And I would have never, ever known that had my bucket not tipped over. Although I don't ever want to go back and do this experience again, I now have to completely change my lifestyle to make sure it doesn't. I am not somebody who can get better. It wasn't just an episode and now I take a pill or I remove myself from a certain surrounding and now all of a sudden you're going to be okay. This is what I've learned about myself, that I'm always going to be this way. And in order to keep my bucket, as empty as possible or only halfway full, I have to completely change my lifestyle, my environmental lifestyle, and the things, that I'm eating, all of it. For the better in order to maintain this illness that I have. So I just wanted to hop on. I've been standing in my kitchen and I have been thinking about all the things that I want to share with you and that I want to tell you, because I promise you, I don't know how many years I went with having some headaches or some weird, dizziness things, but just kept going because I associated all of that with stress or lack of sleep or just your normal common things. I went from that, like casual to the extreme. Like, I have a brain tumor and I need to go get an MRI because there's something up there. I'm dying. I mean, there was nothing in between for me. And although I knew that my diet was poor, things like that, I mean, that was on the low end over here. Like, I'm not living my best life, so I probably just don't feel good. And this entire time, I am eating things, but more importantly, I'm not checking my surroundings to see what types of places I'm putting myself in to know if that's going to be beneficial to me or not, because I had absolutely no idea that I needed to do that. I had no clue. And the more I'm researching and the more I'm talking to doctors and finding things out, to know that this is like a genetic make. in my body, things that I want to now test my own children for to see, do you have that same situation going on? Because if you do, it's even more important, that I make sure that I'm trickling this down onto my kids too. I don't know how many times, and I'm sure some of you probably sell them too. You see like the cleaning products and the healthier versions of things, the non-toxic stuff. And I always thought to myself, like, yeah, but does it get the job done? Like, I wanted to smell the Clorox that I knew it was getting clean, right? Now, I know that I'm someone who absolutely does not want to smell the Clorox because that's keeping me sick. And so just, having to make these small improvements around my house, I am not better. And although my bucket tipped over and it was just years of it, and then unfortunately, whatever I did in this last 6 months, last year, just really tipped my bucket. And I just assumed that was lifestyle changes. I got divorced. I got a new job. I did all these things. It's like that's easy to just assume that that's what it's from. And I want to share with you guys, and I want to tell you stuff because these are tests that you're not typically going to do for yourself. These are things that you're not really going to check into. Well, at least I didn't. I guess I can't speak for you. But it's just not what you think. You go to the doctor, not one time when I went to the doctor did they ask me, where do you work? Where do you live? Where do you spend the majority of your time? What type of, home do you live in? Where at? What type of, workplace? Any of those things. Sorry, I'm getting messages up here. Nobody ever asked me those questions, ever. And I went to, like in my last video I was talking about too, I went to this other doctor and she had a mold illness. And so because she went through this experience, she just wants to, that's a total normal thing and more common, but unfortunately people don't know about it. So they don't look to do it. You could probably ask your doctors and they could probably do things, but they may not ask you first. So it's just having the knowledge and having the information to be able to ask first. So yes, as I'm sitting here with my lettuce, I was pacing around my kitchen. I was just talking out loud like I was talking to all of you. And I said, why don't I just turn the camera on and talk to you? Because if you could have seen where I was and to see me, I was laying in my bed. I panicked. It was sheer panic. What is happening to me? Why is this happening to my body? Why is it happening so quickly? And to think that some of the symptoms I had previous months prior to this all was leading up to this point, and I just completely avoided them. I started a little bit kind of looking into things and, what's wrong? And why don't I not, feeling good? I went to the doctor, but like, there was no like push to really want to do it. It was just like fitting it into my day. This should have been my biggest priority, and I had no idea what was about to come. And it was a shitstorm. So I just want so desperately to tell you these things because not everything works for everybody. And what's going on with me is not necessarily what's going on with you. But you could be having something something else going on, a different autoimmune. This biotoxic illness is an autoimmune disease. So learning how to take care of that, everything's an autoimmune disease, literally. Everything. If you're pregnant, you have an autoimmune disease, okay? So everything's that. But this specific type, just having to know and be aware of the situations and the surroundings you're putting yourself in and all of it. I'm going to share something with you next week. So I'm going to be putting some posts up. So I'm going to go live next week, and I want to go into one of my appointments and I want to share it with you. I want to show you something that has been life-changing for me. And what I mean by this whole experience has been life-changing for me. There's so many things that I knew that I didn't put in place for myself because it wasn't directly affecting me, so I thought. And once somebody, you know, kicks your legs out from under you and takes everything away, is when you actually start paying attention and realizing, oh yeah, maybe I should be doing A, B, and C. And more importantly, that's the only thing I need to be focusing on right now is A, B, and C. Because if I'm not up and I'm not functioning and I'm not being my best me, then, you know, I can't take care of my kids, I can't do anything. So anyway, I'm pretty sure my lettuce has been soaked plenty by now. I'm gonna let you go, but it's all inside today because I want so desperately, there is someone watching this. There is somebody out there watching this or is gonna come across this that would never ever have thought, check for molds, check for toxins, check for the buildup in your body. And next week I'm going to show you, I'm taking you to one of my appointments to show you exactly how you can do that. But there is someone watching that has the same thing that I have and they don't know it yet. And there's people watching that do have the same thing that I have and they can help me too. So I'm putting myself out there because I just desperately don't ever want someone to have to go through what I went through and I'm currently going through right now. I'm on the road to recovery, so that's great news. So there's still 1,000 more puzzle pieces to be put into this puzzle to figure everything else out. But if you want, we can do it together and I can show you all the things that I've been working on right now to just help keep me up and moving. So that I want to share with you. So stay tuned. I'm going to go live, like I said, next week. I'll post exactly the time and everything and take you into one of my appointments with me. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.